Hello everybody, let's start our lesson and today we will talk about culture. And today we will talk about scientist Carl Woese. Okay, open your students' books on page 16 and also open your copybooks and write down the date and the theme of our lesson, the scientist behind a new domain of life. Now, and open your copybooks and look at the picture and read the title of the text. The scientist behind a new domain of life. And first of all, also there is a picture with domains, organisms, and kingdoms. Okay, first of all, let's get introduced with new vocabulary. Listen, repeat after me, and write down in your dictionaries.
Archaea,
Bacteria,
biophysicist, DNA,
fungi,
genetic makeup, nucleus, ribosome, RNA,
Okay, there are 9 new words. Write down them and also read. Okay, and what do you know about Carl Woese and Archaea? And have you heard about him ever? Maybe you have heard about him, maybe you haven't. And read it to find out. Now, uh, who is it?
I know that Carl Woese is the man who discovered archaea.
Yes, archaea is a whole new domain of life.
Are archaea like small animals?
They are microbes and are quite similar to bacteria.
Okay, and what we have found that Carl Woese is the man who discovered archaea. And archaea is a whole new domain of life. Now look at the pictures. I think you have heard about these organisms and you understand what about we talk to. And archaea, it is microbes and are quite similar to bacteria. It is archaea, it is like bacteria, yes? Okay, now let's continue, and you should read the text and fill the gaps 1 to 12 with the appropriate words. Okay, you should read the text, the scientist behind a new domain of life, and do exercise 2. And also watch the video about this text.
Carl Woese. Carl Woese was born in New York in the USA on the 15th of July 1928. He was fascinated by science from a very young age. He gained a degree in mathematics and physics at Amherst College in Massachusetts and had an interest in biology at that time. However, one of Woese's college professors recommended he studied biophysics, so just 3 years later, aged 24, he graduated with a PhD in biophysics. Woese continued his education by studying medicine and carried out research into bacteria, viruses, and genetics. He was very interested in the work done by 2 scientists called Linus Pauling and Emil Zuckerandl, who investigated evolution and genetics based on the DNA and RNA of organisms. Woese realized that by analyzing and comparing genetic information in the ribosomes of organisms, he could compare their ancestry very easily. During his research and experimentation, Woese discovered a whole new domain of life. At first, A lot of other scientists didn't agree with his findings or his experimental method. In fact, it took around a decade before his work was widely accepted. His discovery meant that he could redraw the tree of life, including the new domain. For many years, it was widely accepted that life on Earth was split between two domains, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are organisms with cells that do not contain a nucleus, for example, bacteria. Eukaryotes are organisms with cells that do contain a nucleus, like animals and plants. However, Carl Woese discovered the domain archaea. Archaea are microbes much like bacteria, but with a different genetic makeup. At first, people thought archaea only lived in extreme environments, like in geothermal springs, like those at Yellowstone Park. But actually, you can find archaea everywhere, from the soil in your garden to inside your own digestive system. Unfortunately, scientists still don't know very much about them and still have a lot to learn.
Okay, and did you understand what about this text, and did you understand the video, and what is it Akir, and who is Carl Woese? Now, and you should read the text again and complete the text with suitable appropriate words. Now, you can listen again and again to check you. Now, the next, match the words involved in the text to their definitions. There is words involved, and it is their definitions, определение, definitions. A microorganism, what is it, microorganism? It is bacteria. Microorganism, it is bacteria. An organism genetic information, what is it? I think you know what is it. Organism genetic information, it is genetic makeup. Cell organelles that contain genetic information and help us make proteins, it is ribosomes. And a part of cell where the DNA is contained, it is nucleus. Okay, now, and think about text. If you understand the text, how important do you think this discovery is? Is it important for us, for humans, or not? And how do you think it can help the scientist world? And tell about it or write about it. And also find information about a scientist from your country. Write a short bio, place of birth, education, work, and awards and contribution to the world. Okay, that's all for today. Do your tasks, please.